If you don't mind, in the meantime, while we're waiting for him to come back, I just want to address that earlier question real quick about, what if you believe in something but you don't ascribe to any
Yeah,
particular
go ahead.
dogma or belief system or anything? To me, that sounds like deism, where you think there's something out there, you believe that a God exists, but you don't have any, set of beliefs. There's no strict dogma or anything that you necessarily follow. And to me, that's acceptable. The thing with me with theism is when people are making claims that they can't substantiate. Um, if you just believe that there's a God out there that exists, that maybe created the universe or something, okay, that's fine. But as long as you're not saying like, oh, it is this God that did this, or he's, there's heaven, or he interacts with people, or he expects this kind of behavior with you, and I can appreciate, I can respect that viewpoint, because to me, it's functionally atheism. It's the worldview that you would have, because you're not going to change anything about the way you live your life based upon believing that something created the universe, just that belief alone. So I just wanted to put that out there. Looks like, I don't know, he's not even showing up on the bottom of my screen here at all. So I don't know if you want to wait for him to come back or.
Yeah, I think he may have tapped out. We're gonna wait for him to chime back in here on this live stream. So basically, what I'm saying is we're gonna wait for him, but we're gonna let the next person go. Sorry. And the next person is you, Brendan.
Okay, so I'll just jump in there then. Um, yeah, I think as far as atheist churches, you can call it that, and that's fine. The word doesn't necessarily mean anything, have any connotation to it or anything. I think basically, you know, people call it that is because, yeah, a bunch of people get together on a Sunday morning, and it's pretty much in the tradition of religious churches. And I think a lot of the people that would like to go to these type of gatherings are people who were raised in religion, and a lot of, I think that most atheists were raised with religion, and were raised going to church, and so it's something they're familiar with. It's something that has been tradition for them. It's where they go for a sense of community, like he was saying, like John was saying, that's where maybe all your friends are, and if you're not a part of that, or maybe you don't have opportunities to go on trips or to have that kind of interaction with the community, maybe do philanthropic work, help the needy, help in disaster recovery, and all the type of things that churches operate. They do food banks and all that kind of stuff. And so if you don't believe what they believe, if you don't believe in a God, but you still want to do those things, you still want to, help your fellow man and do humanitarian efforts, I think it is definitely helpful to have a place to go where you can have that kind of community. It looks like John might be jumping back in here, so if he does, I can turn it back over to him. But personally, for me, even when I was religious, I really wasn't a huge fan of church. It wasn't something I needed. I grew up in the Chicago area, so I didn't live in the Bible Belt or anything. So there wasn't this huge community pressure or anything like that to be part of a church. It was just something. My mom took us to church every week, and we did religious education. And it was just, it was something I remember, not wanting to go as I got older and got into high school and things, but she always made us go, and so I just kind of went along with the program. And but it's, as I got older and went to college and kind of had the choice of my own, it's not something I really wanted to do. I did try a bunch of different churches, just to see, what they believed in, because I was kind of, searching for something that wasn't Catholicism to see. But personally, I don't know. If I would go to something like a Sunday assembly, I think I might go check it out to see what it's about. Which I'm interested to see what you have to say, what your experience was. But the thing with me is, I have a unique situation where I've only been an atheist for a couple of years, and my wife is not an atheist; she's a Christian. And when we got married, we were both Christians. So I would just be going by myself, I guess, or maybe if I found some other people in the area. But to me, the thing about church that bothered me always was that I always felt like Sunday would be, like family time. Your lives are so busy, you got so much going on, especially when you have kids, that to take a whole Sunday morning and carve that out to go to church and get ready and drag the kids and all this, and to me, it's just a huge ordeal. And to me, that time could be spent doing better things. Whether it's a religious church or an atheist assembly or whatever you want to call it. So for me, I probably wouldn't go, at least not at this point in time. But I am interested, and I definitely understand that there's people out there where that would be something they would want, and something that would be helpful for them. Because, like I said, atheists definitely need a place to go where they can do all the things that churches do, only, minus the, believing in God part. People doing philanthropic work is really important, I think, and because a lot of the times, church groups or religious groups, they won't allow atheists to help them if they know you're openly atheist, or, it's just kind of odd, it's kind of weird, you feel kind of rejected, or, it can be uncomfortable. So I think it is important for people that are like-minded to get together. Definitely not something, where everybody would come together and like bash on religion for an hour or something, or just, I think it would have to be something positive and not focused on religion, not being the opposite of religion, being something of its own, being something focused towards, humanism or something of that nature. But I guess another point I just want to throw out there real quick, and then I can send it over to you guys for your thoughts. But I had this ongoing conversation several days with this woman on Twitter, and she was just, the whole reason that I got involved with her was because she was saying that atheism is a religion. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go correct her and explain it to her. And yeah, no, I was wrong. She just kept going on and straw-manning atheism, what atheism means. She kept misrepresenting what religion is. She kept saying that we worship, science or ourselves, or all the normal, usual misrepresentations of atheism. And she just couldn't get off of the atheist church thing. Like, she said, are there atheist churches? And I said, well, yeah, I never denied that there were. I knew that there were, and that's fine. Okay, there's atheist churches, great. And I try to kind of explain to her, that's a place where people that used to be religious go because that's what they're used to or whatever. And she wasn't having it. She was determined to misrepresent atheism, to try to level the playing field by equating, atheist gatherings with church, with belief in God, and just basically not interested in having any honesty at all, but trying to like trap me into admitting that we're the same thing as religion. And I just wasn't having any of it. And this lasted several days. I had other people chiming in on it too, and eventually she just ended up blocking me. But that's really frustrating when people try to parse words and play word games and use semantics. And when you correct them and tell them what your position is, or you correct them on why they're wrong, they just refuse to accept it because they just want to misrepresent you in order to attack you or bring you down, and make it seem like you don't have an actual position or argument on it.